welcome back, Woodhounds, to the Back 40 Firewood channel. So, yep, that didn't take long, did it? So I've got an interesting story how I came into possession of these totes. I actually have 4 of them up here right now, and I have 6 more. So I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, after making 5 pallet totes, I am now in possession of 10 IBC totes. So I just wanted to quick get one of them. What I did is I just took the plastic bladder out, and then I cut open the front that almost fits up against the log table there, and I left the plastic corner things in there just because I figure anything that will help keep wood from falling out through the bottom, the better. I am a little concerned that some of my smaller splits for the roadside stand, the 2-3 inch wide pieces, they might end up slipping through these holes in the frame, but we'll see. That's why I wanted to get one ready quick, come back here, just do some splitting, so you know, just to see how that's going to work. But yeah, as luck would have it, and that's just one of the things, you know, it's just sometimes things just happen in mysterious ways. I mean, last week I was talking about the number of pallets I had to make those pallet totes, like I only had so many pallets left, and then in the matter of a week things completely changed. So now I'm going to be trying out the ever popular IBC tote, and we'll see how it goes. So with that, I'm going to quick get set up here. I'm going to do a little splitting, and then I'll come back and tell you the story. And let me tell you, there's always a story. That's the beautiful thing about things in life, is, you know, when something happens, there's always a story to go with it. And the story to go along with these IBC totes is pretty interesting. So I'm going to split for a little bit. I'm going to come back, and then I'll share that with you after I get some splitting done and see how the wood falls into this thing. So one other thing I got new to the Back 40 Firewood channel is, I know there's you know, around the wood yard and such, there's always like, what I'm just showing you what I want you to see. But what I'm going to do is, I've got a camera I'm going to be setting up on the tractor right there while I'm splitting, and basically it's a 360 camera. So what that allows you guys to do is you can look around at anything you want. You can look up at the trees, you can look down on the ground, you can look at the tractor, you can look over there at that wood stack while I'm splitting over here, or you can watch me. Whatever you want. The choice is yours. You are in control. You might even be able to see one of the friendly deer walking by up there on the hillside. I don't know. But I'm going to set that camera up, and then what I'll do is tomorrow release that video. So it will kind of be like a behind the scenes look at me filming this splitting, but it will be from that camera over there, and it'll be, you know, you guys can control whatever you want to see. So if you're on a computer, you use your mouse, you can move it around, you can even pause it and like just move the image all around. It's pretty cool. If you're on your phone, you can actually like hold your phone and turn, and wherever you move your phone, that's where you'll look in the wood yard. So Back 40 360 wood yard action coming at you in a behind the scenes video, which will be coming out the day after you see this video. So watch for it. Should be pretty cool. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so I got about halfway filled up. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to maybe stack a little bit in front of this opening, just because, you know, that way I can get more in there. I don't know, it's holding a good amount of wood. I would say comparable to the pallet totes, maybe about the same. I did have one piece slide out right there, and then you can see right here, these are kind of sticking out. This one right here, he's kind of sticking out, so might not be able to, I might not be able to pack it in there as tight as with the pallet tote, just because of that wire, that welded wire around the outside. But well, here's another little piece came out. So that was, like I said, I just wanted to get a little test run here of this first tote, see how it fit. It does, like I said, it's not quite as wide as my pallet tote opening, but the pieces still fall off and fall in there just fine. So all in all, I think, just like many of you have said, I think these things will work out good. And again, you know, if I wanted to stack the wood in there, then I would just, if I wanted to stack the wood, I would just run these pieces off the end onto the back of the carryall, and then just drive the carryall over there and stack it. That way, you know, I'd basically be touching it the same amount of time. It would fall off onto the carryall, I'd pick it up, I'd stack it. If I wanted that, you know, so that's if I wanted to stack it. That's why I'm not stacking it in these totes. I'm just letting it fall in so I can eliminate the stacking. And I think this stuff will season just fine in there loose like that. I think there's plenty of airflow that'll get through there and season that wood just fine. So now for the story to go along with these totes. And I know what you're probably wondering. How much did I pay for these totes? So first off, I didn't actually pay anything for them. But I'll tell you why. I was willing to pay for them, but so here is the story about these totes. So last week, one evening, a friend of my dad's was flying his plane just out and about, and he flew over the farm, my parents' farm, and then he kind of circled back, and my parents were out there, and they weren't sure if it was him or not, so they just kind of waved, and then my dad called him, and he couldn't hear really anything with his headset and his phone inside the plane. So he circled back around, and he came and he flew over the farm again, and did a little flyby, just to let them know that it was him. So then later on in the evening, this friend of my dad's called him up and was like, hey, how's it going? Just, talking and shooting the breeze. And then my dad had actually gotten a few IBC totes from this friend a few years back that he had used for his rainwater collection. So just out of the blue, my dad, said, hey, do you still have any of those IBC totes? Do you still use them? Or do you have any around that you might not be using or might not want? And he said, oh yeah, I think I've got like 8 of them or so just sitting out behind the shed, So my dad's like, oh, well, would you be willing to get rid of them? And he said, yeah, just drive over and pick them up whenever you want. Just go ahead and take them. So my mom sent me a message and she said, hey, I think we found some IBC totes. If you were still, do you still want to, are you still interested? Do you still want some? And I said, yes, let how much, how many, give me the details. And she said, well, don't worry about the how much, but I think there's around 8 of them. So last weekend, I drove down to the farm on, I think it was Labor Day actually. Drove down on Labor Day. My dad and I, we went over to this guy's farm, and there up behind the shed, there was actually about 12 to 14 of these totes sitting there. So we loaded up 4, and we figured we'd make 2 trips. I'd take 4 back to the farm, and then I'd take 4 back up here, and then that way, I could get the other 4 from the farm whenever it was convenient for me. Well, but then my dad was like, well, maybe we should, maybe you should just drive down here and grab 2 or so, sometime when you're passing through. My sister to get to my sister's, I have to go through this little town. So, you know, my nephew and my niece have a birthday coming up. I might be driving through this town. So I'm like, all right, well, see if he'll give us 10. So my dad went and talked to him. He wasn't actually around, but his son was. So my dad went and talked to his son. He's like, how much, you know, do you want anything for these totes? And the guy's like, well, I don't know. I mean, you know, sure. And my dad was like, well, how about I give you $10 a piece and we'll take 10 of them. So the guy was like, fine, sounds good. So boom, Woodhound Senior whips out the Hyundai, gives it to him, and we loaded up 4, hauled them back to the farm, came back, got 4 more. I brought those back up here, and then I have 2 more to still go and get. So we got them for $10 a piece. That Woodhound Senior ended up paying for them. I don't know why. I was like, well, let me pay for them. He's like, oh, no, you know, so it didn't cost me anything, but we did find some for $10 a piece from this farmer. So it was a pretty good deal. And now, like I said, I've got 4 of them up here. I'm gonna get all broke down, and then I've got 4 more down on the farm, which when I go and get those, what I think I'm gonna do is I'll probably go down there and then I'll just bring 2 of them back, and I'll actually put wood in them from the secret stash to bring back for the roadside stand. So then that way I can actually bring the totes and wood in one trip. So yeah, it was, like I said, it was an interesting little twist of how last week I was thinking I would have to make those pallet totes and use up all my pallets. And I probably still will make maybe 1 or 2 more. But yeah, and then just like that, a friend of my dad's was flying his plane, flew over the farm, got in touch with my dad. My dad mentioned the totes, and one thing led to another, and now they're here in the wood yard. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. Yeah, the totes are here. We're gonna try these things out, and then, you know, just see how many I can. I mean, I've got 10, so that's gonna be a good amount right there. This wood pile here, I think if I split that all down, I should be able to get it all into totes. Maybe not. I do have a little more room. I can stack some wood over there that I got to fill in, so we'll make it work one way or another. Woodhounds, we'll make it work. That's the name of the game in Firewood and in the back 40. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.